This one's one of my favorite books. It's called Amazing Grace.
For students at Seaford Elementary.
But I want you to be able to share out one thing that makes you amazing.
Story time is more than page turning.
Ooh, she says she's amazing because she believes in herself.
All thanks to the efforts of one amazing lady.
Amazing Miss Justice. Welcome to a wonderful Wednesday. We are here for our weekly Read Aloud.
Danette Justice made her first Read Aloud video in the fall of 2020 as a way to connect with students during the COVID-19 shutdown.
I just wanted a way to reach all the kids.
A year and a half and just a few closed books later.
I saw that I have, I think, 71.
Well, let's just say the beat
and I'm gonna try not to jam too hard
and desire to read
here we go
hasn't stopped.
Clive loved music. It didn't matter what kind.
With each book chosen, Miss Justice makes it her mission to immerse herself in the story
or the belting boom of a gospel singer,
setting up her camera and bringing the words on the page to life.
He loved the way the music made his feet go hip hop, hippity hop.
Whether it's reading about a snow day from her backyard in a blizzard,
it covered everything as far as he could see.
Diving into a tale about football at the 50-yard line of Lambeau Field.
F is for Favre, a Mississippi lad.
Or talking hoops from inside Fiserv Forum.
And I am the me I choose to be.
With each new chapter, a new adventure awaits, a new lesson to be learned.
The Fiserv Forum is literally down the street, probably less than a mile from us. But I would venture to say 95% of our kids have never been down there. And as you can see, I am not in my office. I just think exposing them to things that they might not otherwise get a chance to see, and then knowing the person who is doing it just kind of makes it all the more better. It has truly become a joy.
A joy not only for Miss Justice,
here we go,
but the kids participating on the other side of the screen.
It was a donut book.
Ebony Davis is just one of the students who follows along with the weekly Read Aloud videos.
When you're reading a book, you go to like a different place, and I want to read more books so I can experience more places.
Who's the man with the master plan?
Her mother, Latoya, grateful her daughter has an educator and role model who chooses to go above and beyond for her students.
It's awesome that she takes her time, and she does take a lot of time. She dedicates a lot of time to making these stories, reading these stories, and making these stories come to life.
Cool Herc's music made everybody happy.
And now they have that chance with the videos uploaded to the Just Us in Books YouTube page weekly, giving kids everywhere the opportunity to hear a story,
hey, check this out,
go on an adventure, and perhaps find some inspiration.
The break is the break
with Miss Justice.
I hope that these read alouds reach kids in a way that they say, wow, I remember when Miss Justice read this book. That was the book that made me fall in love with reading.
The amazing.
The end.
Miss Justice.
I want to thank you all for listening today.
I draw everything by hand.
When she picks up a pen and paper,
I'm pretty old school.
Life makes sense for Rachel Dugan.
I love to draw.
Now add words
For those needing a little self-love
to the equation.
It's incredibly surreal.
And this hometown artist is embarking on a whole new journey.
Illustrator, and now I can officially say I'm an author, yeah.
Her first official piece of literature.
All butts are good butts.
For 5.5 months, Rachel would draw and write and draw some more.
There's more butts than pages.
Bringing rear ends.
It's silly and funny.
To the forefront of conversation.
But the underlying message is that we all need a little bit more self-love.
Working as an illustrator at weddings and other pop-up events,
I do booty portraits.
Rachel received inspiration.
Oh my gosh, yes.
From the customers she encountered.
I'm almost like a photo booth that draws. There's a group of people who come and they say, I love myself, I want this drawing, a booty portrait, this is fun. And then there's other people who come by and they say, I hate myself, I hate my body.
Her manuscript profiles the bottoms of cats and ducks, humans, and more.
OMG, animal butts are so cute.
The illustrations meant to address the issue of body insecurity.
Hopefully you'll see your glorious derriere in an entirely new light.
One this artist admits she struggled with herself.
We're constantly seeing messaging that we aren't good enough, or that we need to change, or that we should be a filter, and my drawings are trying to go against that. Try to embrace what you have versus thinking you have to fix every part of yourself.
An important message of self-acceptance.
Life is too short to be at odds with your butt.
When Shelley McClone Carrier
There's a very personal feel to him.
is excited to offer inside Bayview's Lion's Tooth bookstore.
We started following her work online and just fell in love with it immediately. So reached out and asked if we could sell her stuff here.
Not only will the store carry the book, the official release party will be held at Lion's Tooth. A pure example of a hometown business supporting hometown talent.
We just love to support local people that make the city beautiful.
Beautiful.
Butts on the mind.
A message Rachel hopes to spread beyond the Bayview neighborhood.
To have a book that is entirely me, it feels very like naked.
And while she understands it may be the butt of some jokes,
This is like the age of the butt.
she's confident her creation will be well received.
I think that like shift in how we talk about stuff is kind of changing, and part of that is not seeing like butts as the enemy.
Hi.
You'll hear him
What can I get for today?
before you see him.
Medium or large?
But one thing is certain.
Anything else?
When you pull up to the drive-through window at Inclusion Coffee Company,
There you go.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too as well.
Brock Milky's smile
Oh, God.
is all you'll need to caffeinate your day.
Brock is loved by everybody. He's just got a magnetic personality.
Mary Beth Milky is Brock's mom.
How are you guys doing?
Her son has been working at the Heartland-based coffee shop for almost a year,
Busy almond milk?
taking orders, making drinks,
Yeah, yeah. I see it.
and providing fist bumps.
He loves life, loves everybody, has really no prejudice against anything.
One of 4 children in the Milky family, Brock's situation could be considered unique, but his family's love and expectations are unwavering.
We never put a ceiling on Brock. He was expected to do the same things my other 3 children did. Did it take him a little more time? It did. But for us, time frames are someone else's watch.
It's me 6 to 6:30.
A hardworking 22-year-old who refuses to back down from a challenge.
You do everything.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's stopping you.
No.
Whether it's blending a smoothie at work, shooting hoops on the hardwood, or perhaps his biggest venture yet.
What are some different clothes here?
So we have the hats, socks, and then it's called a baseball hat, and then yeah, and we have a long sleeve gray.
We were at a fair and he said, I want to do something like that. I want to have a business. And we were like, okay, what? And he said, I want to sell t-shirts. So Brock's 21 was born.
Which one is your favorite?
The whole thing.
Founded in 2018, the Brock's 21 clothing brand is preparing to celebrate 5 years of the catchphrase,
Inclusion for all.
the logo, a combination of Brock's name and the extra chromosome he was born with.
To say, you are now wearing an extra chromosome just like me, and you don't feel any different, and that we are more alike than different.
So you're showing everybody that everybody can be included.
Yeah, it made included.
An important message of equality, one taking off with a variety of athletes repping the Brock's 21 gear, including football players, a NASCAR driver, and the MVP Volleyball Club.
It's been good for him. It gives him a purpose, and he loves seeing people with his gear.
Medium, latte.
It's a purpose Mary Beth hopes her son can use well into the future
SB 578.
to inspire others, no matter what their ability.
And the parents can see, wow, there is not a ceiling for my kid. Brock did this, why can't my child? And that's what we want.
As for now,
Would you want light or dark or decaf?
you'll continue to find Brock behind the counter at Inclusion Coffee.
That's to make my customers, my friends, and then, yeah, it's gonna be here, see me for a while.
Serving up smiles and drinks and a message.
Be kind, everyone. Together, we are stronger. Inclusion for all.
The red velvet.
What are you getting?
In downtown Delafield,
We start with our fresh-made vanilla custard.
Susan Sorensen's family has been slinging sweet treats for decades.
Then we add a generous helping of peanut butter topping.
But after 31 delicious years,
and hot fudge.
the family is ready to say so long.
Reese's Pieces, whipped cream and a cherry on top.
To the corner of Oneida and Main Street.
There you go. It's definitely all right. Sad, but you know, it's been a good year. It's just like crazy to think about it not being around anymore.
We thought, hey, early retirement's better than late retirement.
Jan Stouffer opened the Holy Cow frozen custard shop with her husband, Jim, back in 1992 with a particular goal in mind.
We'd always wanted a business where the whole family could work together and we could give that experience to our children. And of course, frozen custard. Who doesn't love frozen custard?
Working side by side with their 5 kids, the couple turned their home into a business.
Have you guys been in before?
A successful one at that.
It just kept growing. It just kept getting busier.
You looking for food or ice cream or both?
We kept kind of expanding into what had been our living area until we looked at each other and said, we got to do one of 2 things. Either we have to move or we've got to seriously expand the living space here.
We tore the roof off the house and put 5 bedrooms upstairs because we had 5 kids. And we expanded the kitchen here so we could serve food. Over the years, it just kind of turned into what it is today.
You want the 4-piece or the 7-piece?
What it is today is a Lake Country favorite, serving up savory and sweet treats for all to enjoy.
Thank you.
It's also a place where all are meant to feel welcome.
How is it?
Pretty good.
We even have a mission statement for Holy Cow that says nothing about hamburgers or custard. Our mission is to be a friendly community gathering place where friends and families can meet and have fun.
The mission statement has guided the Stouffers through the good times and the not so good. The couple had contemplated staying closed during the COVID-19 pandemic, but persevered and provided a safe place for the community to escape.
People would line up at the serving window, and people literally lined up down the sidewalk, halfway to the next block, and 6 feet apart, you know, and everybody was pretty good about it.
And so many of our customers would come up and say, thank you so much.
You want me to get the door for you?
As we move into our fun retirement, we're going to remember that very fondly.
Now it's time for Jim and Jan to escape.
We're going to move out to the lake. We're going to, I think you want to buy a new camper and a new truck, and we're just going to travel and have fun.
The couple wasn't sure what to expect when they posted their retirement message for all to see.
We were so overwhelmed and delighted.
What they received was support, and perhaps more importantly, interest to keep the cow mooing.
We have just been flooded with inquiries of people wanting to buy. We've had several who had the same goal that we have of making it a family endeavor where they want to teach their children how a business works, same sort of thing we wanted to do. So as we've gone through these inquiries, it's just so much fun, and we're looking forward to meeting all these people a little bit more and really choosing the right custodian to carry on the legacy.
A legacy the Stouffers won't be able to keep in the family. Susan, the last of the 5 kids to manage the shop, just earned a PhD in physics. Her siblings are all working in their own careers, and Mom and Dad wouldn't have it any other way.
You know, the kids talked among themselves if anybody really could take this over, and they all wanted to, but they all have their own successful careers.
What can I get you?
It really did help them.
While the future of the shop is fluid, the memories made will remain a constant for Jim and Jan. As for the community that helped make them, they share this message.
It's been a great run, and we've loved every minute of it. We will miss everyone, and we will be coming back to Delafield often, and we'll probably come right to this place. So maybe we'll see many of you in the future.
Thank you to the community. Thank you to the customers. Thank you to our employees, all of whom have just been so wonderful to work with through the years. It's been great to be such a part of this community, and we will never forget it.
And their proud children have a message for Mom and Dad.
I would say to my parents that you've earned this. You've built something wonderful. You really succeeded in making a place that the community could gather and have fun. And you deserve every bit of relaxation and retirement that you get.
Even on a cold, rainy February day.
How are you?
How are you?
You can't wipe the smiles off the faces of lovebirds Cindy and Mark Franciscina.
You didn't forget?
No.
After all, nothing says I love you like a burger and some fries.
I am just going to have a quarter-pounder meal, please.
27 years ago, Mark pulled into the parking lot at this McDonald's just off of Green Bay Road in Racine.
I was going to go through the drive-thru, but the line was too long. So I decided to park and walk inside.
Little did he know, the decision would change his life.
I was in line, and then I had turned and looked and saw her next to me in the line to my right.
The her Mark is referring to is now his wife, Cindy, who had the same craving for some fries and a Coke.
She said hi to me, and she smiled, and when she smiled, I was like, man, wow. She is beautiful.
Way too kind.
No, I mean, I was like stricken, man. She was beautiful.
The two grabbed their respective orders and went on their way until...
And I stopped and looked back at her, and as she got to her car, she stopped and turned to look back at me. And I was like, well, that's a done deal. I got to go after her now. I got to chase her down.
Chase her down he did, eventually exchanging phone numbers in the parking lot of a nearby car wash. Cindy even keeping the notepad.
This was like actual phones, like landline.
Every year since, on February 9th, she's had a date at noon at the same restaurant with her McDonald's guy.
We never said anything to each other. We just always showed up. At noon at this McDonald's. Well, there were years I was like, oh, he better show up if he forgets. And
but we never have,
without
though.
fail, we've
never
had.
We've always just both shown up and had lunch without even reminding each other anything.
The chance encounter has led to more than just an annual lunch date. Cindy and Mark married in 1999 and now have 3 kids and 2 grandchildren to share their story with, one they feel can inspire hope for others who may face hurdles in their love life, just as they have.
Coming from a broken marriage and then, meeting him on February 9th of that year. We didn't come to McDonald's looking to meet our future husband or wife.
Right.
We weren't desperate.
While admittedly every day isn't filled with roses and sweet treats,
We have been through a lot in the last 27 years.
they've stayed by each other's side through thick and thin, offering support, love, and laughs.
I wouldn't trade any of it.
Right, same.
We're blessed. It's been wonderful.
Nearly 3 decades later, the couple looks back on their journey and can't help but smile.
It's so fun to just revisit and know that we continued this tradition.
A tradition of love with a side of fries.
Some people swipe right, but instead we just go to McDonald's.
In Barton, Wisconsin,
half a mile north of West Bend.
Driving along County Highway D.
Oh yeah, we've been here a long time.
You'll find a modest hometown driving range.
Built the whole thing myself.
If you decide to grab the clubs and swing by, you're almost guaranteed to run into Richie Schutz.
Through the years, I've met many people.
Having purchased the property from his boss nearly 60 years ago.
Our first year was 1965.
This Navy veteran is the owner, operator, and caretaker of the 9-acre facility.
What made me coming back? I don't, gosh, that's a good question. I really don't know.
And even at 91 years old.
I guess, I don't know. I just, probably don't want to give it up is probably the biggest reason.
He doesn't seem to be slowing down, whether it's picking up golf balls or working on his trusty set of wheels.
The tractor isn't quite as old as I am, but it's old.
He's had many operations this past year, but he just bounces right back, and he's right back up here.
Dottie Schutz is Richie's boss at home.
We'll be married 10 years this December.
Dottie isn't too thrilled about me coming out here every day. She goes along with it.
While admitting she misses him around the house,
I can't take that away from him.
she's grateful her husband has a project he's so passionate about.
It's just a second love. I hope I come first.
A love affair with a beautiful game.
I was a fair golfer, never a great golfer.
And a desire to provide others with a place to get better.
If you can improve your game a little bit by coming out here, I think that'd be a plus.
The chores and responsibilities of running a driving range don't stop, not even for Father Time.
He'll do it till he can't anymore, and he just finds a way to manage. He does what he feels he has to do, and he does it. And he doesn't complain. He never complains.
Well, almost never.
I'm not too overly thrilled about cutting grass for 6 hours at a time, but it's got to be done.
As the grass continues to grow and golf balls fly, Richie and Dottie are proud of their Washington County property.
A lot of your younger folks they enjoy it just to hit balls. Father's teaching young children the game, and which happens quite a bit.
A hometown range.
It's peaceful out here. It's quiet. We like to hear that swing.
Looked after by its gracious caretaker.
Every day, 7 days a week.
Proud to go to work each day.
I don't know, I guess I can't explain it, but the people are all great people. They treat me well.
Inside an over 17,000 square foot shop in Hustisburg, Wisconsin, Johnny Safro has some pretty cool toys.
We've got the Arden car. The one next to it is the Arden Bauer car. Another one's a tribute to a modified that my dad used to run back in the 60s.
Perhaps his most treasured set of four wheels in the bunch.
This is the second stock car that I've owned.
With a Ford V8 engine, 720 horsepower, 525 pounds of torque, and a 4-speed transmission, this 1992 Ford Thunderbird stock car hums. It's a ride Safro knows how to get around a racetrack.
First time we ran it at Road America, we were past time in the historic stock car group, won the class.
But it's not the success of the current driver that makes this number 7 special. Just take a look in the rearview mirror.
There, Kowicki's on the inside of Schrader, got position, and he maintained into turn number 3.
Alan Kowicki sits on the throne when it comes to Wisconsin racing royalty. The Greenfield native did the unthinkable in 1992, becoming the first Wisconsinite to win the NASCAR Cup Series championship. Motorsports journalist Jim Trado remembers the November day clearly.
While I sat in the grandstands and he won the NASCAR Cup championship, that validated a lot of things for me, because up until that moment, if you asked me, even that day, that morning, do you think he's got a shot? My answer would have been, I don't know.
Driving for the small team he owned by himself, Kowicki was able to defeat NASCAR greats, including Bill Elliott, Dale Earnhardt, Mark Martin, and more. His victory a true David versus Goliath scenario in the present-day motorsports scene.
He had 16 employees when he won the Cup championship. Other teams had 80 or 90. He had such a drive and determination that the focus he had and what he was able to accomplish.
Accomplishments, tragically short-lived.
That was all taken away 4 months later.
April 1st, 1993, a date the NASCAR community will never forget.
When that plane went down and that phone rang at 10:30 that evening, and I was told the news, and I was shook to the core. There's no way Alan could die. He built all this. He's now starting to enjoy it a little bit.
Traveling from a sponsor event in Knoxville, Tennessee, Kowicki and 3 others were killed in a plane crash. At 38 years old, the champion's passing left the motorsports world with heavy hearts to mend, memories to cherish, and a legacy to carry on.
One of his final interviews talked about giving back to kids and being a role model. That has played through in a lot of different areas as well.
30 years after his death, Kowicki is fulfilling his wish. As the first NASCAR champion with a college degree, engineering scholarships have been set up in his name at the University of North Carolina, Charlotte, and the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Every year, the Kowicki Driver Development Program awards thousands of dollars in scholarship money to young, up-and-coming racers in an effort to help advance their careers, just as the driver of the number 7 car once did.
Alan Kowicki meant a lot to a lot of people. I don't think there's been a more impactful guy that has raced where I grew up and followed through.
Today, Trado can't help but smile as he looks back at the memories with the Polish Prince.
Alan wins the race. We all go bull rush in victory lane.
Acknowledge his role in helping the Kowicki legacy race on.
I feel I have a small role to play in that because the Racing Roundup show I host had Alan on in '85. What I always like to do is I like to go back and if there's somebody to talk to or talk about Alan. So I made it I guess one of my goals is for the next 30 years, people can see what we did on YouTube. People can see things like this program and say, wow, that was pretty cool. I learned more about that guy.
It's a task he hopes to accomplish with the help of racers like Johnny Safro.
I got to run the car at Pocono. The last race he won the race in, and where he wrecked the car. I had a cameraman come up to me who was a cameraman back when Alan was running. And he said that I brought tears to his eyes when I was starting to shift the car coming off of 3.
I love the passion Johnny has as a racer to say, I bought it to race, now I'm learning the value of it, I appreciate it. He's really a patron for us now. Imagine wherever he goes, he's got to tell the story or listen to others tell their Alan Quickie stories, which I think is great. He's a perfect guy for that.
The guys saying down here.
2 Wisconsinites with a love for motorsports and an appreciation for one of racing's greatest hometown heroes.
Alan's car is bigger than life for me. Yeah, I'm the current curator of the car. I'm trying to take care of it the best I can. I want to keep his legacy going and try to do it the right way, the way he would want it or would do it himself. And to me, it's important for the family and all the fans, and it's an honor.
Alan Quickie wins the Food City 500. The 2 races in a row, Quickie won the race at night last August.